Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present Girls vs. Ghost Media's Spoopy Talk with Madison Smith from Madison Paranormal. You can find Spoopy Talk every other Sunday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here live on Paranormal Buzz Radio. Be sure to join in the live interactive chat by going to Spreaker.com or downloading the Spreaker app for all devices.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host, Madison Smith.
On Paranormal Buzz Radio. My guest this Sunday is another awesome lady in the field. I have not personally got to meet her yet, but she currently has her own web series and is getting ready to release season 2. She's an artist, and if you don't already know who it is none other than Miranda Young with Ghost Biker Exploration. Or Expedition. I'm like...
Explorations, you got it.
All right, good.
Hey, Maddie, how are you?
Pretty good, you?
I'm doing great, thanks.
All right. So, by the way, to all my listeners, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat, and I'll make sure to come around and try to get to every single question before our show ends. So, yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, I just shared that link on my Facebook page as well.
All right. All right, so want to start?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so how long have you been investigating?
I've been investigating for just under 10 years.
All right. What's the scariest place that you've been to, or your favorite?
Oh, wow, that's a tough question because there's so many. I loved, if you watched my last season, the Sunset Hill House, that was a private residence that I've spent a lot of time at. And that's probably one of my favorite, probably one of the creepiest, that or the Bel Air house.
All right. What happened there to make it your favorite or the scariest?
The activity was just off the chain. There wasn't a time that I wasn't able to walk into that house and something happened. And I apologize. I'm getting over a cold, so I hope everyone can hear me okay.
Yeah. All right. So, what was, the scariest experience that you've had in that house?
In that house? Probably whenever, and this is actually going to be on season 2, we left cameras there in that house. I think I visited that house maybe a total of 11 or 12 times since the season ended, and we left cameras overnight with a voice recorder that had the owner's voice on it. And when we started that, we had cameras, we had an EDI box, we had a REM pod, all kinds of different gadgets. And when we started that thing up, every one of those gadgets started going off and the floor literally started shaking. I've never experienced anything like that before. That creeped me out.
So, with the whole building shaking or just the floor?
The floor.
All right. Could you explain it in any way?
No, I couldn't.
Was there any debunction?
No, we had just come off of a live, and I've got that live on my website right now. And it was probably one of the most active lives that I'd had. Everybody was telling me where to put the cameras and where to put the different pieces of equipment. And as soon as I went off the live, setting things up, literally everything was going off. And I really don't know why the floor was shaking.
All right. That's really weird, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, see, the homeowner had a connection, I think, with one of the spirits. There were 5 spirits in there. And not to give a whole lot away, because I hope everyone will watch the season. Yeah. But yeah, I think that it was playing the owner's voice that really kind of set it off, because that was the first time we had actually done that experiment.
Yeah. They might have recognized it and be like, oh, yeah, she or he's back.
Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. I think it was hoping that she was back.
Yeah. I could understand that.
Yeah.
So when did you figure out that you wanted to first start investigating?
I've always had an interest in the paranormal, and I used to watch a lot of the paranormal entertainment shows, everything from Ghost Hunters to Ghost Adventures, back in the day, a lot of the older episodes. And, I've just always been interested in it. And when I joined the team 10 years ago, a guy I worked with approached me because of my photography background and wanted me to look at some pictures. And he didn't tell me what kind of pictures I would be looking at, just said they were kind of strange, and asked if I was interested. So I told him, yeah. He sent them to me, and they were different things like orbs or light anomalies, that sort of thing. He wanted me to debunk them. And so I started doing that. And to pay me back, they let me go on an investigation with them. And I had a lot of luck, a lot of activity on that investigation, and I was hooked ever since.
Yeah, that's basically how I started, so... All right, so now someone is asking a question in the comments. Okay. Question to Miranda. You ride a motorcycle in your show. How long have you been riding motorcycles, and what kind do you ride?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've been riding motorcycles for about 10 years now. Started riding when I was 30, and my parents wouldn't let me ride when I was a kid. And so I started a little later in life, but I've been riding for 10 years and ride all the time, trying to make up for that lost time. And I ride a Harley-Davidson 2011 883 Iron.
All right. Makes sense. All right. So during my research, I saw your grandma was a huge part of your love for the paranormal. How did she help open your interest into the paranormal world?
Well, I was very close with my grandmother, very close with my whole family, actually. But I was down there. She lived next door, and I was down there every opportunity I could get. And she was a lot older. She was in her 90s at the time when I was real young. And she was always telling me some really cool stories about growing up in the Appalachians and different mountain haints and that sort of thing. That haints is what they would call them. And I would just sit there. I was glued, to the stories that she was telling. And, that's really what got me interested.
All right. So I see you went to the Middle Tennessee University. What did you major in?
I actually majored in mass communications, journalism with an emphasis in advertising. So I work in marketing and design now.
All right. For a second there, I'm like, I have no idea what these words mean. They're too big for me. I'm like, these words are too big.
I make things pretty, basically. I do graphic design and writing and marketing.
All right. Now I understand. It's gone through my 12-year-old brain.
Exactly. Just know I make things pretty.
All right. So, how did your major end up getting you more into the paranormal world?
That's a good question. Whenever I was a member of the team, I used to do our marketing and put the videos together, as well as the look of the team, did our logo and all the branding. And then whenever I branched off onto my own, I've done all of the marketing, branding, promotions for Ghost Biker. The logo that you see, that's on all of our stuff, all of the T-shirts and everything I've designed, and then all of the different marketing pieces that I go out or send out that I promote, I designed.
All right, makes sense. So what was the name of your first group, and how did you end up joining the team?
Sure. The group was named Paranormal Research Ghost Investigations, PRGI,
right.
And they're a great group of people. We were a team at the time of 5, and there's been a couple members shift, over time. But I had started working at a large company in Chattanooga, and the leader of the team, one of the co-founders, he worked in human resources, and he saw my background in photography. So he was the one that approached me to see if I would be interested in looking at some of the photography. And we went to a lot of really cool places, residential, as well as some of the big commercial places. Yeah. And, it was just a really great group of people. At the time, I was the only female on the team, but over time, they expanded, and there was a couple other ladies on there.
All right. It's like nobody in the chatting, nobody in the chat, it's just so quiet. It's just like...
They'll get there. It's still early.
All right. So how did you come up with the name of Ghost Biker Expeditions or Explorations?
Well, I was talking to a friend, and I was going to an investigation with the team PRGI. And I was telling her, I said, I think I'm going to ride my motorcycle to the investigation, because what's more fun than investigating and riding your bike? And I said, why don't you just call me Ghost Rider? And so we started laughing about it, and she was like, I would watch that. And so we kind of started joking about it a little bit, and started thinking kind of seriously about the idea, because every time I wasn't with the team, I was always out investigating. Every weekend, if I was traveling for work, I would always try to hit an abandoned or, rumored paranormal location, or when I was just traveling for fun. So yeah, and people started having a lot of interest in in what I was doing. I would post pictures from where I was at, and they would ask, what's the story behind it? So I was originally going to call it Ghost Rider, but because of the movie that came out a couple years ago, I didn't want to get lost in the fray of, all the Ghost Rider stuff from the movie. So just came up with Ghost Biker and added explorations on it, because I wanted to be able to encompass everything, not just paranormal, but also the urban exploration of abandoned buildings, and then just telling stories about haunted, or not haunted, but different locations that may or may not be haunted, that people just might be interested in learning about.
Yeah. And talking about urban expeditions of the abandoned, what is your favorite abandoned place that you've been to?
There's probably a couple of those.
All right.
I'm working on something right now that's going to be part of a vlog series, not an episode, part of the vlog. It's called the Rat Hole Train Tunnel System. And It's a series of 27 train tunnels that run from North Georgia all the way up into southern Kentucky. And
cool.
Yeah, it's part of the old Cincinnati to Louisiana railroad system. The railroad system had flooded, and there was just some different things that had happened that caused them to actually reroute the train lines. And so they've ripped up these train tracks, and this just a series of abandoned tunnels, and they each have their own stories with them. So my goal is to actually go through each of those and chronicle that.
All right. So we have another question in the comments.
Okay.
Question to Miranda. Season 1 of Ghost Biker Expeditions or Explorations has been a big hit. What are you most proud of with that success?
You know, I think mostly getting the word out about what's going on and spreading the history of these places. The paranormal is fun and cool and all, but I think, being able to tell the history and get people excited about it. With paranormal being a subculture and everything, we've reached a wide variety of people, not just the paranormal. We've reached bikers because it gives them some different destinations. We've reached people who are interested in history. And, I've had a lot of people who have come to me in both Cleveland and Charleston, because that's where the season took place, and told me, that they weren't aware of that whole story. And they had heard about the mausoleum and about the tub, but they just didn't know the whole story behind it. So that's probably what I'm most proud of, is being able to share these stories and get people interested that may not normally be interested in it.
Yeah. All right. So another question from the comments. Question to Miranda. How do you choose the investigation locations that you highlight on your show?
Well, there's several different ways. I love to read, and I love to read books that are specific to certain areas, kind of the small town, local legends and folklores. So I'll read a bunch and see some of the, when I'm deciding on an episode, there may or may not be paranormal activity there. And, I want the story to be interesting enough to carry the episode, just in case there's no paranormal activity. Because, some stuff, some places may be active and something might not happen. But and that doesn't mean it's not paranormal. It may just mean that, it's just not active that day. So I get from those books, I have people contact me, which I absolutely love, and they'll tell me about something that's maybe known specific to their area, and then I'll research that more. And so I encourage everyone to reach out on either my website or Facebook page and let me know something that's interesting, because the places we hit are places that are lesser known.
All right. So another question from the comments. What is her favorite tool or tools to investigate with? And also her thoughts of a psychic medium investigating with her.
I would probably have to say my favorite tools, I'm pretty old school, and I travel pretty light, being that I'm on the motorcycle. Recently, I've done some really big places, and I've had to bring more equipment just to cover that. But I would have to say probably my favorite tool is my recorder, my audio recorder, and I love my dowsing rods. I
have the light up ones.
Now, those are cool. I'm wanting to actually see those in use. Do you like them?
They're really cool. Let's see. Yeah, they're right over there. I'm not getting up.
I keep it simple. I do like to use, my REM pod and spirit box, but for the most part for me is a pair of headphones attached to my audio recorder where I can listen in real time and just simply asking questions. I feel like the best tool an investigator has is themselves. And if they're patient, it'll happen. And the second part of the question, I'm totally open to a psychic or a medium investigating with me. There is an episode in season 2 where I have someone along with me who is sensitive, and it just adds another layer to the investigation. I'm definitely totally open to it.
All right. So another question from Christy Sumner. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm really bad with names, as you know.
Christy.
All right. Question to Miranda. What was the most challenging thing for you going from a group investigation team to an individual investigator?
Yeah, that was actually a big challenge. When you're with a team, you can kind of play off of each other pretty well if you have a really good group dynamic. Yeah. And I think the thing that's probably been the most challenging for me, I'm not afraid when I go into these places, but it's kind of having someone to bounce the ideas off of, someone to play off of. That's why I like to do lives and talk to, people before the investigation to see if anyone's got any suggestions on questions. I do keep a lot of my locations secret, but the ones that I can open up to, I like to bounce that off just because you're an army of one, and it's a bit of a challenge sometimes. That's probably been my biggest challenge.
Yeah. All right. So, if there's someone else in your group, and if so, who are they?
My camera guy and videographer, Josh Nyman, he goes with me on these investigations. Every now and then, I do them alone, every now and then kind of vlog style. And other times, I will have him with me. And, things happen to him. He is kind of a magnet for activity. And, we originally started, he was just going to be filming me, helping me out, and things would start happening. So he started talking during the investigation. And things, he's not an investigator. So when stuff would happen, when he would see the rods move or hear the voices, he would be like, oh my gosh. And then he would, be like, I shouldn't be talking. But, I think that adds to it. I think that actually helps bring the audience in and puts them in the moment. They can really identify with him.
Yeah. All right. So another active person in the chat, Mike Simpson. I'm sorry, but I just have to. Are you related to Homer Simpson? Like, I'm serious. Like, legit. I'm sorry. All right, yeah.
I know Mike. He's a good guy. Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Yes. Hello. All right. So he asked, what is your favorite moment and most challenging moment at the Bel Air house?
I've been at the Bel Air house a couple times. One time with another girlfriend on overnight investigation, and then on 2 other occasions when I was up speaking at the Bel Air house. That house is very interesting because when we were there the first time, it was almost like being in a dream world. You would sit there and things would be happening around you, and it just almost, it's really hard to explain. It's almost like you would wonder, did that really happen? We had a really cool thing happen in the kitchen area. A lady had passed away of, I believe it was congestive heart failure. And myself and the other girl were sitting there, and the chairs are covered over with sheets. And there was a series of events that occurred over maybe 15 minutes. We felt something had moved around the table, and both of us saw the seat between us. We saw the sheet kind of pressed down, like someone had sat down.
Oh, honey, nope, I'm leaving. Nope, not today.
And we both looked at each other, and we were like, okay, so you saw that. And so we both saw that. And after just a few minutes, and we actually didn't realize that she had passed away of, it was either congestive heart failure or heart attack. We get this loud, audible voice. And at the same time, my friend Tiffany is using the thermal camera. Something blips up on the thermal, and we get this audible voice. We caught it on an iPad. We caught it on 2 recorders, and we also caught it on the thermal. We caught a really strange voice that said, "My chest." And it was a real garbled, we've got that. We've not released it, but we both heard it, started reviewing, and it was just really neat to see all of that happen in that course of 15 minutes.
Yeah. So Mike also says, Blair House is like a chameleon. It has so many colors, you never know what is going to happen. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree with that.
I've never been there, so...
I think you would enjoy it. It's an interesting place. I've done a couple lives there, and I know Nick and Paranormal Lockdown has been there. And it's a cool place. That night that we were there, it was almost like when we got in there, we decided we were going to go eat after we had kind of set up. And it was almost like we were procrastinating. Normally I'm the type, I'm ready to get in, get set up, and get moving. And for some reason, while we were sitting there, we just kept thinking of anything and everything to not go back. It was just almost like we were procrastinating. Oh, we need to go to the dollar store and get a gift for the little girl that lives there. And we need to go and get some breakfast for tomorrow to cook. So we were doing anything and everything. And as soon as we got back to the house, it was like the place it was waiting on us.
All right. So I know you like to draw, as I've seen some of your pictures. What got into sketching the locations that you visited? Yeah,
drawing is one of my favorite things, and
same.
It makes me feel connected to the location. Because you're spending a couple hours just sitting there, really looking at all the lines and all the areas, and it's almost like, I am sensitive, and sometimes, I kind of use that time as I'm sitting there and drawing. Some of the places I've been to before, some of the places are places that I'm going to. Most of the places are ones I've drawn or that I've investigated. But, it just makes me feel a deeper connection with that location. And I started doing it a year ago. I started experimenting with, and I've spoke about this at several different places, but I've never shown it on my show. I sometimes when I go, while I'm sitting there and just kind of listening, I will do, I'll start to see things. And they may just be like features, never a full person, but be a feature. And so I started drawing that. And I was actually able to match some of the people up that I've drawn in the different locations. Like I said, I've not actually done it on any of my videos, but I did it when I was with the team and on several solo investigations I've done. And that kind of led from drawing people to drawing the actual location.
All right. And also, Chrissy Sumner, I'm great, as I said. She says a Miranda Young original drawing is a very cool thing to have.
Yes, I've actually got those. I sell prints of the drawings that I do. And Christy and I, we actually collaborated on a couple investigations. Yeah, we collaborated on Henry River Mill Village in North Carolina. And I drew the store, the general store for that one. And so usually when I go to those locations, I try to give a copy. If it is a commercialized location, I try to give a copy to the owner. And then I will also put those up. I've got the prints up for sale for $30 on my website.
Yeah. All right. And what's the website?
My website is www.ghostbikerexplorations.com. And I've got a link to that on Facebook as well as YouTube. And I'm probably the most active on Facebook. But right now, I think I've got about 6 or 7 of those drawings up there right now.
All right. So, Darren Buss, what's the best location you have been on?
Yeah, that's a tough one too, because they're all. I've got several for several different reasons. Some of them because they're more active, some of them because they are, just more interesting as far as the story. One of my favorites is probably Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. I've been there on 5 different occasions. And it's another one that just has a ton of activity. And, there's so many different stories being a prison. There's so many different stories that you can highlight on every time you go. You may get activity from certain prisoners. You may get activity from minors that were there in the prison. You might get activity from Native Americans. So that's probably one of my favorites because the activity you get is so diverse.
All right. So, I understand you're getting ready to release Season 2 of Ghost Biker Exploration.
Yes.
When and where will this be happening?
Yes. So, Season 2 is going to drop on October 1st. A new episode will release every Tuesday night during the month of October at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on my YouTube channel, Ghost Biker Explorations, on my Facebook page, and then also on the website. Like I said, it will release every Tuesday night during the month of October at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm. All right. So another question from the comments. Question to Miranda. What is the location on your bucket list that you would want to investigate at? And this is from Christy Sumner.
I would love to investigate the Villisca Axe Murder House. I know that's up in your place. I know it's up in your neck of the woods, and you all have quite a bit up there, like Malvern Manor, and
that's also a really cool place.
Yeah, I hope to make it up there and investigate both of those on the same trip. So
now, see, if you were going to come down,
collaboration.
Yes.
Okay.
And now that we have an RV, we can.
Yes. But yes,
yeah,
those are
if you're going to go, and go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say those are 2 places that I would like to hit. There's some smaller places that a lot of folks might not have heard of, but as far as the larger ones, those are 2 of my bucket list places.
All right. So if you were going to come down to my neck of the woods, I have to show you this one place. It is amazing. Dan Viner Furniture.
I know you've gone there several times, and I've watched some of your lives there.
They're amazing. Like, Lisa, she's an amazing person.
Well, if I can get up your way, then I would love to check that out. I saw where you were also just at the Farrer School. Was that yesterday?
Yes, that was yesterday.
Okay. And how was that?
It was amazing. I didn't get to investigate, sadly, because we had things planned today like this, and we were going to go glove shopping for softball, but we didn't get to it, so next weekend.
Well, my elementary school that I went to was haunted, and it was rumored to be haunted, and we had a very cool librarian who, Miss Morrow, Miss Angela Morrow, she always told the story at Halloween. She would decorate the library up, so everybody that went through that school before they tore the old school down knew about that story. So it was really cool.
All right. Show. Let's see. Who was it? I saw it, but now I lost it. Oh, here it is. Darren Buss. What's the one location you will never go back to?
Well, there's not really one because of paranormal reasons, but I will never go back to Revenant Acres because, and that was one of the really cool places that I've been to. I will not go back to that because it is no longer optional to go there. The owner passed away, and the family decided to not have it open for investigations anymore.
All right. That's honestly pretty sad.
Yeah, it really is.
Now for Christy Sumner. Sumner. Again. I don't even know. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's all good. All right. Do you like to return to locations? Locations. Do you follow up investigations? And based on what you find in Talalay, I don't know how to pronounce this word because I'm great.
I do, actually. I actually love to do follow-ups because I find that, you're really able to, if I'm a person who, after my investigation, I do a heavy review of everything that I've got, and I like to try to use that information to build my case or to go back with stronger questions. And especially if it's a home, if I'm doing residentials or homes, I always like to follow up with them because obviously those usually have a different purpose than some of the other places. But I absolutely love to follow up, and most locations that I visit, I usually make return trips to.
All right, makes sense. And then I know you have added to your website for people to be able to buy GBE, Ghost Biker Exploration merch.
Yes.
If anyone is listening tonight and they would like to possibly buy or purchase some of your stuff, where would they go once again?
Yes. They just need to go to www.ghostbikerexplorations.com, and I have a merchandise tab, and on there there's several varieties of t-shirts, hats, and tank tops. I'm actually going to have some more stuff. Like I said, I've got photography, and I've also got some of my artwork. All the shirts and everything, those are designed by me. And I'm actually having, you were talking about season 2. I've got some appearances coming up, and I'm partnering with the local Harley-Davidson in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Wild Lightning Harley-Davidson, and they are having a season 2 premiere party for me. And so I will also have GBE merchandise there. So all everyone has to do is go to that merchandise tab or come to my event.
All right. So another question from Miranda. Question 2, Miranda. All right. Can you tell us more about the event that you will be having September 28th?
Yes, as most of you know, that is National Ghost Hunting Day. And like I said, White Lightning and Harley Davidson approached me and wanted to host a meet and greet there. So we decided to take it a step further and actually have a season 2 premiere party. So the event is going to run from 11 to 3 Eastern time. And we're expecting a lot of folks to come out there. Bring your motorcycle if you're a biker. Bring your paranormal equipment if you're a teen. If you're a history fanatic, just bring your interest in history. And come on out. We're going to have a live band. Mother Legacy is going to be performing from 11 to 12:45, and I'll be doing a meet and greet during that time where people can have pictures, red carpet pictures. And then they're going to stop playing at 12:45. We're going to get set up, and we're going to actually premiere the first episode of season 1 there inside the dealership on the big screen, and people will be able to watch it before it's released for everyone else. Cost of the event is free. And come on out. I'm actually going to be giving away some GBE stuff. And after the episode airs, Josh and I will have a 30-minute question and answer session where people can ask about the episode. They can ask about anything, really. And then whatever time is left, we'll be back at the booth taking pictures, and it's going to run until 3. So it's going to be a really fun day. And, I say if you, it's got something for everybody. And if you if you're into motorcycles, you can come check out motorcycles and maybe even be able to put your bike in a pic with me and my bike and yourself, or you'll be able to come out. I encourage, we've got some different people who are members of motorcycle clubs and riding groups and different paranormal teams as well. I encourage you guys to bring your cards out, and let's just use this as a big networking event to spread the word about your riding and motorcycle club as well as your paranormal team. So it's just going to be a fun time for everybody.
All right. So Christy in the comments just, woohoo, I'm so excited for the event.
Yeah, she's actually coming up. She's from the Central Florida area. So I know there are folks that are coming all the way from Florida and Mississippi, North Carolina. We've got a lot of folks coming in for it.
All right. And then once again, Jared Buss, what's your favorite device?
Favorite device. Well, like I said, I love my recorders and my dowsing rods. I like those a lot. The EDI box, I like that as well because I'm able to get readings on a lot of different things. If the flashlights are going off, I like to have the EDI box with that so that it can, I don't rely on just one device. I like to, have multiples together so that I can kind of look at, why something is going off. Like I said, if the flashlight's going, I like to see if the pressure's changing or the K2s or anything. So yeah, probably those would be my favorites.
All right.
Now, does that whole rod glow, Madison? Does the entire rod?
Yes.
Okay.
And also blinks.
Okay, wow. Yeah, Madison is showing me her electronic dowsing rods.
Yeah.
And those are cool.
Yeah. So jelly.
I know.
Like,
I know. And I'll tell you something funny. You got a body camera not too long ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I actually just used it like this week or last week.
Okay, so
I think it was last week.
So you got it the same time that I got mine, and it was
cool.
when I was doing the lighthouse down in St. Augustine, and my first time using it, it was a gift, and my first time using it, I had hiked all the way up to the 200, I think it's 219 steps in that lighthouse, and it fell off my shirt and fell all the way down to the bottom of the lighthouse. I never got to use it.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about sick?
Like legit, you were probably about to cry at that moment.
Yes.
Like, no!
Oh my gosh, we heard it. It was just boom, 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 boom. We were trying to guess what floor it would stop on all the way to the bottom.
Like, honestly, all I can imagine is like the cartoon noise.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So another from Christy Sumner.
There you go.
Yes. All right. Question to Miranda. What is the coolest motorcycle ride you have been on?
Well, we just did one not too long ago, earlier this year. Rode up from here in Cleveland to the R.M. Brooks General Store. And that was a 100-mile ride. And it went across Tennessee, actually. Went across southern Tennessee up to northern Tennessee, right along the Kentucky line. And it had everything from, straight, fast farm areas to going all the way up the Cumberland Plateau and a lot of twisties. That one, and then probably the one I did in North Carolina earlier this year was a total blast. Riding up on Blue Ridge Parkway area.
No, see, I could not do that. You know why?
Why is that?
For one, I'm only 12, so my dad would have to.
You can start riding at 14.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Watch out, Dad.
Mm-hmm. I need a riding buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, get to riding and we'll hit the road. I'll just get one of those little
Oh
sidecars.
my God, yes.
And we'll call it the attachment.
Dun dun. Like, then I can just bring like this little tiny siren.
Exactly.
Wee.
And then we'll go and investigate.
Yeah, I just cut out some little tiny ghosts decals, just put them on there.
Exactly.
Mini Miranda. Wee. I can only imagine. Whew. All right, so Darren Buss. In your mind, what is the difference between a demon spirit and a malevolent spirit?
Well, I'm not very fast to label something demonic. Because I think a lot of the times, a lot of them that people classify as demonic are maybe just aggressive. And they're aggressive for multiple reasons. They may just want your attention, and they just come at it at more of an aggressive manner. So I'm not always that quick to label something demonic. Right off. I mean, they are out there. We have encountered them, but I think that sometimes people are too quick to label that, or they go seeking it out, and that's not something that we really go seeking out. Yeah.
Now, see, I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm not supposed to. But I guess you can try to guess who I'm impressing. Oh my God, it's a demon!
Yeah.
It hasn't even, started the investigation. Yep, it's a demon. It's a demon. It made a slight little noise. It's a demon.
Yep.
Who do you think?
I know exactly who you're talking about. And, there's some people, what we do, it can be misunderstood. And a lot of people, I get that a lot, especially here in the South. being in the Bible Belt and everything. It's one of those things where it's misunderstood what we do. And I do understand that, when you go looking for spirits, you never know what you're going to find. But, there are some people that think anything that you talk to is demonic. And that is definitely not always the case. More than likely than not, it's not the case,
They're just trying to contact you.
Yes.
They're just like, hey, I'm here. Notice me.
Exactly. And, I think that's why people, I think that things happen more often than people realize, but they're just not listening for it. They're just not looking for it. And if people would just take more time to look and listen, they might realize that we hear and see more than what we think.
Mm-hmm. All right. So another question from Mike Simpson. Has Miranda ever investigated a cemetery? If so, which one, and did she get any evidence?
Yeah, I've actually investigated a lot of cemeteries. Here in Tennessee, very few of the cemeteries are locked up at night. I actually had a friend up here not too long ago that had not ever investigated a cemetery because of the fact that they're in Florida, where she's from, the cemeteries are locked up at night. So, here in Tennessee, there are cemeteries everywhere. And, I took my cousins out. We went on a Jeep ride a little while back and took them out into a cemetery that's just up on a mountain. It seemed like it was in the middle of nowhere. And we had an amazing spirit box session. So I've actually investigated quite a number of cemeteries, and it's actually one of the things I enjoy doing whenever I have some time to just go. Outdoor investigations are challenging because you get a lot of noise pollution, but a lot of these cemeteries that I've been to are just kind of out in the woods. So you just have sort of your animal noises more so than city noises.
All right. So this is going to be the last question before we do something else.
Okay.
Which I think you know what it is.
I do.
But this is the last question.
And I want to thank everyone for participating.
Yeah, thanks. I literally didn't have to come up with questions. Like, I only had to come up with 10, and you guys were just like...
I love it. I love participation.
All right. Exactly. All right. So it says, question to Miranda. What do you do for fun when you aren't investigating? Like I said, I'm great reading.
Probably taking pictures. Excuse me. Probably taking pictures and touching those pictures up. That's one of my favorite things to do. And then the drawing. I'm a pretty artistic person, so between those and music, I love going to concerts, and it's that's probably one of my favorite things is going to concerts and taking pictures.
All right. So now, shall we start the game?
Yes, let's start.
Yes. All right. So how my dad wrote it, my dad, because he wrote this card. Rapid fire with Mad O.
I'm ready, Mad O.
With Mado. Mado. Can't even freaking remember my name. All right. What locations are on your bucket list?
Like I said, the Villisca Axe Murder House is one of them. I would like to do some places out on Route 66, take the bike out there, and then also the Blues Highway, running from Memphis down to Louisiana. There's some places on that I would like to ride my motorcycle to and investigate and do a whole series on that.
All right. Who are some people you love investigating with?
Well, I enjoy investigating with Christy Sumner of Soul Sisters Paranormal. They are an awesome group. My friend Tiffany, she is with End of the Line Paranormal. She and I go on different investigations as well. And those are probably two of my favorites that I enjoy with. And then I enjoyed investigating with Mike when I was up at the Bel Air house. We didn't get to investigate much, but I hope we get to do more in the near future.
All right. Is there anyone you haven't gotten to investigate with that you would really like to do or investigate with?
You.
Well, yeah, me, but anyone else?
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple collaborations coming up with Stan Fikes of Web Paranormal, as well as the guys from Doyle and Donald from Southern Paranormal. I've not investigated with any of them, and I'm looking forward to some collaborations. And, I heard your interview with Elizabeth Saint, and I think she would be a lot of fun.
She is.
I know you've investigated with some really cool people that I've seen lately, and I'm very envious of that.
Yeah. All right. Now for the fun questions.
Okay.
Real bacon or that fake bacon called turkey bacon?
Oh, real bacon. Bacon don't come from birds.
Thank you. Pigs and hogs all the way.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's...
Yes.
Which, people in the comments, you can also leave your answers. I like to hear from you guys and just hear your opinions, so go right ahead. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Thank you.
Yes.
Something that we can agree on.
Yes.
All right. Ghost Hunter or Ghost Investigator? Which one do you go by?
Ghost Investigator or Ghost Researcher.
Like, my opinion is Ghost Hunter when I'm going around with guns.
Exactly. Now,
where are you?
Now, I love my guns, and that's one of my things that I enjoy doing in my spare time is hitting the range with my guns. But and I usually have something whenever I'm investigating, just because these locations are usually not very safe. But yeah, definitely Ghost Researcher or Investigator.
All right. Now, soda or pop?
Pop. Yeah, we don't, most of the time down here in the South, we just say Coke. And everyone will order Coke, but they mean a Sprite, But in my little neck of the woods where I'm from, we say pop.
Yeah. I would say pop. Pop.
Yeah.
I think all mixed up here, so.
I think that's a Midwestern term, I think.
Yeah. All right. So now, which do you like better, winter or summer?
I like fall, but probably
I like
between.
autumn.
Yeah, fall is my favorite. Between the two, gosh, it gets pretty hot down here. So, but I'd probably have to say summer between the two because I can ride my bike.
Yeah. Like me, I don't like bugs, but I hate the cold. But the thing is, with heat, you can only take off so much. In the cold, you can just keep on layering.
Yes.
So I'm going to have to go with winter, but I really like autumn.
Yeah.
It's just the perfect temperature. It's just like, why can't it just be this way all year? I'm serious.
See, that's the same here. That is my favorite because it's perfect temperature-wise. Sometimes it gets a little warm and sometimes it gets a little chilly. So I like being able to wear my jeans and boots and scarves.
Yeah. All right. Now, pie or cake?
Probably pie.
Yeah. I'd have to go with cake. I don't know why. I
That's
just like the
tough.
frosting. I just like the frosting.
See, I love coconut, everything coconut, and coconut cake or coconut pie. That's a tough one.
Have you tried coconut donuts? Like where they have coconuts?
Dunkin' Donuts.
That's my favorite.
They've got the chocolate with the coconut on top. Love it.
I get those all the time.
Yes, that's my favorite there.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Probably Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox all the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, favorite experience so far. Favorite experience so far. I was going down. I'm like, and I didn't notice. I'm like, wait.
Favorite experience so far. That's tough. I've had several of those as well. Probably at the Octagon Hall house. I was.
That is.
Yeah, that place is really cool.
Wasn't it part of the Underground Railroad, or am I thinking about somebody else?
No, you're right. You're exactly right. I was up in the Civil War hospital that they have up there, and we were playing Amazing Grace, and we caught a spirit humming Amazing Grace with the song, and it was just a really cool experience.
See, I really want to go there. I've driven past it like 70 times.
Well,
I think it was it was either for my sister's softball or something. I'm not sure.
Well, if you
but
decide
I've seen it.
To, let me know, because I'm good friends with Bear and Billy, who Bear is with Night Stalkers Paranormal, who's up there pretty much every day, and Billy Bird is the caretaker of it. So I used to go up there with the other team. We would spend full weekends up there.
Yep.
So maybe we can go do that sometime.
Yeah. So we can finally meet each other.
I know. We've got to meet each other. That would be awesome.
Exactly. That you can see how freaking short I am.
I'm a little bit tall.
Yeah. I'm only like 5'1" or 2.
Oh, really?
Or maybe 3. I'm not sure.
But you may still grow.
Yeah, true. I'm only 12, so I got time.
You got time. I don't think I'll be growing anymore, which is, I'm 6 foot, so a lot of people that stand near me are a little bit shorter.
Yeah, I'll be short. Plus, you can still grow. Just put on some high heels and some stilts.
I love
high heels, stilts, something else I can't think of. Other things.
I'm always wearing high heels when I'm not got my motorcycle boots on. So
yeah.
So it makes me about 6'2".
Yeah. And then I could be like 6'5" or something. I mean, not
there you go.
5'5". Be like, I feel tall again. All right. So now, the most scary place you've ever visited.
Most scary. I don't get scared too much at these locations. Sometimes I feel uneasy. I would honestly have to say that Sunset Hill house from season 1 was probably one of the most uneasy feelings that I've ever experienced.
All right. So now DC or Marvel?
Probably Marvel.
Yeah.
That's tough. I like both, but I would say Marvel.
Yeah. Pizza or tacos?
Tacos. I do. Josh and I do Taco Tuesday every Tuesday night when we work on our episode. We start off Taco Tuesday and then edit our episodes.
Residential or commercial investigations?
Probably residential. I feel like you have the opportunity to be more creative that way. They're not over-investigated.
Yeah. And plus, then you feel the thing of just helping somebody else if they're having trouble.
Absolutely. We don't film a whole lot of our residential unless the people are just okay with that. But, being able to help people is my favorite part about it, actually.
Yeah. Now, creamy or chunky peanut butter?
Probably chunky.
That's the good stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Late nights or early mornings?
Oh, late nights. I'm a total night owl. But, you know, I'm the type of person that I like a late night. I love the sunrise, though, too. So if I could work that golden hour in the evenings and then the golden hour in the mornings, I would be happy with that. But definitely late nights, that's when I do my drawing.
Yeah. Thing is, I can't see the sunrise because of the trees. Yeah, trees, I'm talking to you. Man. All right. Horror or adventure movies?
Probably horror or thriller.
All right. And what's your favorite horror movie?
You know, I love The Shining.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's one good movie.
Yeah.
I like The Ring.
Oh, yeah.
Just because, like, if I put, like, I don't think that we still have it, but I used to have this black stuff that you just spray on your hair and it temporarily makes your hair black and then you can just wash it out.
I
don't know why.
Cool pictures that you've done.
I did the pose. So at least I tried to because I'm not that flexible.
That was really cool. I saw those.
Yeah. But overall, I like all horror movies.
I like the Saw movies, too.
Oh my god, yes. That's also, that's my top favorite.
Yeah.
Out of The Ring. Like, I literally dress up as Jigsaw, so don't mess with me.
Yeah, I like Saw, and the Conjuring movies are good, too. That whole franchise.
Now I wish I had, like, the sound effect on my phone. I want to play a game, you know?
So you need to download those. You need to download those for your game.
Yeah, I do. Wait, no, like, after, like, once I start my game, I want to play a game. That's literally all I hear. And probably all of them. Are they, like, what? But, yeah. Exactly. So ice cream or custard?
Ice cream.
All right. Now, favorite type of ice cream?
Probably coconut. Chocolate and coconut.
I gotta go with cookie dough. Because I like cookie dough.
That is good, too.
All right. Now, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Thank you. Dogs are just the best. Twizzlers or Starburst?
Probably Twizzlers.
All right. Now here's a question. Are there human ghosts underwater?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Ghost, Scuba diving
ghost. Hey, there's all kinds of sunken ships. So probably.
You see, only if the Titanic, like, if only.
Only if only. It's pretty deep.
Yeah. I don't think I can go down there alone.
I think that would actually be pretty scary.
Yeah, like, down, like, that deep, being able to just see complete darkness and, like, 10 feet, like, 2 feet in front of you with the light that you have, that could possibly die.
Yeah.
No, honey, no thanks. And then limited oxygen.
Didn't Josh Gates investigate a sunken ship? And one of the vehicles turned on, I think.
Maybe.
I feel like somebody was telling me about that, or that I'd.
Yeah. All right. Well, Miranda, I'm starting to see the Shadow Man rounding the corner, telling me that our time is almost over. I would really like to thank Miranda for taking time out of her busy schedule to come on and chatting with myself and my listeners here on Spoopy Talk. So you have a great night.
Thanks, Maddie.
Now, for all my listeners out there, I would really like to say thank you for being with me tonight. And everyone, the next Spoopy Talk will be on August 25th. My special guest will be Chris Nielsen with All Out Paranormal. and Paranormatic. Make sure, if you're not following me, give me a follow at Madison Paranormal Investigation on Facebook and Maddie_paranormal_investigation on Instagram. So for tonight, peace, love, and happiness. And most of all, be spoopy, everyone.
Thank you for listening, and for all things Paranormal Buzz Radio related, check out our website at paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.